Today I am kicking off what I hope is going to be a new series on my channel this year where every single month I pick a different grocery store and then I go there and I point out 10 unbelievable, amazing grocery bargains at that specific store. Plus, I'm gonna make a $10 dinner to feed a family. Thrive Market is sponsoring today's video, so I'm going to share with you my top 10 from Thrive Market as well. Right now, we're going to get out the door to visit our first store, one of my favorites, Aldi. Now, when I say amazing, unbelievable deals, I am talking about the kinds of deals that I cannot find in other grocery stores because we have a lot of choices when it comes to grocery shopping. But I am 43 years old. I have been a wife for 20 years. I have been a mother for 16. I actually have 3 teenagers. So I'm not new to this grocery game. So I've kind of learned, having shopped at Aldi for like almost 10 years now, the items that are just absolutely the best value and the best quality for what I'm paying. So I'm going to pick out 10 of these unbelievable deals, in my opinion, at Aldi to take home. I'm going to show them to you and share with you why I think they're the best. But first, let me walk around the store and see if I can put together a $10 dinner. We are starting out with one of these beef smoked sausages for $2.69. They also usually carry turkey and then just the regular kielbases. I mentioned in a recent video about how I am a pasta snob now and I really like to get the bronze cut, so I'm gonna splurge on the bronze cut penne. But if you wanted to go a little bit less expensive, you can just pick up a regular pasta like this penne for 98 cents. I often use shaky canned parm in the recipe that I'm gonna make tonight. So if you have some of that and you wanna use that, you can. I am gonna pick up this small container right here of shredded Parmesan, just like that. Or you could also pick up a block of Parmesan and shred it yourself. It'll taste even better. It might bust your $10 budget, but if you don't really care about the $10 budget, I might recommend using about half a block of this. I am really excited to see this Saison seasoning here in a bottle. I usually find it in a box in little packets, so you can pick some of that up like at a different store in a little packet. I'll probably picture up here. But at Aldi, they have it for $1.69 for 3 ounces of it here. And I'm gonna pick up the broccoli florets for $1.15. But the recipe I'm gonna make, I've made with so many different kinds of vegetables. So that part is interchangeable. We'll talk about that when I'm cooking later. I ended up spending $10.21 on ingredients for tonight's dinner. If you aren't a pasta snob like me and you just buy the regular pasta instead of the bronze cut, you would come in under your $10 budget. But put a pin in that. We'll come back to that dinner recipe later. Before we dive into my Aldi top 10, I want to share with you my top 10 from today's sponsor, Thrive Market. Grocery shopping is not a one-size-fits-all approach, so it's nice to have options. So if you are looking for an online grocery store that specializes in offering thousands of natural and organic products priced below traditional store prices, and that will also cater to a variety of lifestyles and diets, then Thrive Market is where it's at. Thrive Market makes it really easy, especially if you don't have time for extra grocery store runs, because you can shop online or in their app and then they'll deliver everything to your door. And shipping is free on orders over $49. I've been a Thrive Market customer for about 5 years now, and here are my personal top 10 items that I probably buy most frequently. Pasta, beans, these are dry beans, but I also buy already cooked beans from them as well. Pinto, black beans, refried, you name it. Rice, I especially love the basmati rice from Thrive Market. Marinades, we're big fans of this Kevin's Korean and then also the Dozen Cousins and the Jamaican Jerk. High quality oils, condiments, and seasonings. We love this brown rice ramen. I use it to make skillet ramen dishes like the spicy ramen that is kind of on repeat in this house. Snacks. The kids actually asked if I would pick up this 20 count box of Kind bars. These are some of their favorites. I almost always get a few cans of the fire roasted tomatoes. Anything for a specific diet or lifestyle like keto, paleo, vegan, Whole30. I mean, you can pick up so many different kinds of products and you can even sort them on their website according to your preference. Anything from the deals page. I always check the deals page because I picked up these Parm Crisps that my husband really likes to snack on, and these were actually less than even the store brand at some of my local grocery stores. Right now, you can get 30% off your first order plus a free gift when you join Thrive Thrive Market, just follow the link in the description box below or go to thrivemarket.com/cmindymom. Again, that's 30% off your first order plus a free gift at thrivemarket.com/cmindymom. And thank you again to Thrive Market for being a longtime supporter of my channel and sponsoring this video. These pre-seasoned pork shoulders are an absolute lifesaver. They're a true throw and go crock pot hero. At first today, when I was looking for my favorite flavor, which is the carnitas, they also have a barbecue flavor. I was worried that maybe they were phasing this out because I didn't see any, but I just had to dig around in the back and find one. It's just $2.39 per pound. This one is just 1.5 pounds. I love that they're not gigantic because I can buy one that's around 2 pounds or so, throw it in the crock pot, let it cook on low all day, shred it up. I don't even have to put anything extra in it. It's already seasoned. And then we can use it to make taco bowls. We can throw it into tortillas. I can throw it onto buns for sandwiches. It just is so easy and really inexpensive. And I can keep these in the freezer and just pull them out when I'm ready to use them. Even though it's February, it's grilling season all year long in our house. In fact, I even sent my husband out to grill some chicken and fish in the snow last week. And he and I both really love these lightly smoked salmon fillets that I've been finding at Aldi. Sometimes they're out when I go. So when I see them, I usually pick up at least one. They only had one today, or I would have gotten two. I can also throw these in the freezer if we're not going to use them very quickly, but they're like vacuum sealed, so they're really nicely packed. And this is another one of those just really easy things. We can throw this on the grill with just a little salt and pepper and a squeeze of lemon. We don't have to marinate it or really worry about seasoning it. It already has really great flavor on its own. And I don't see anything like this in my Walmart, and I haven't really seen anything like it in my other local grocery stores. Anytime I have seen something like akin to it, it's a lot pricier. The reason I like the mini meatballs is because I think they're easier to eat when they're bite-sized like this, and because more of the sauce or the seasoning or whatever I'm cooking these in is incorporated into each bite when the meatball is smaller. It's only $6.49 for 2 pounds of mini meatballs. And I don't even really have a good cost comparison to other stores because none of the other stores in my area even carry a mini meatball. But 2 pounds of just the store brand standard size meatballs at Walmart is $8.47. And they're not even the mini ones that we like. I'm excited to see these more in the freezer cases at Aldi more consistently. I used to think that they were just a seasonal item, and I like to pick up a few bags to keep in my chest freezer in the garage because they're another one of those like freezer to pan or freezer to crock pot heroes that we can use in so many ways to make easy family meals. I talked about bronze cut pasta and how I've become such a huge fan of this. I pick it up when I go to Aldi because I see it in the Priano brand for under $2 a pound, which is the best price I can find it in any brand anywhere. And in that same video where I mentioned being a snob about the bronze cut pasta, I also mentioned having a preference for organic milk. Not because I'm scared of the quality of conventional milk, but because organic milk is ultra pasteurized, so it lasts a really long time in the refrigerator and I don't have to worry about it spoiling before we use it up. And the best price I can find on organic milk is at Aldi. It's only $3.99 for a half gallon, a lot less than the store brand organic milk at my Walmart, even if I'm buying it in the gallon size, like buying a bigger size, ounce for ounce. The best price is still the half gallon at Aldi. Now I will use pre-shredded cheese occasionally. I mean, I'm using some in tonight's dinner, you'll see, but I do prefer just to buy it in block form and shred it myself. And when it comes to Parmesan cheese wedges, when it comes to buying a wedge of Parmesan, the best value I can find is at Aldi. An 8-ounce wedge is $4.39 at my Aldi today. And at my Walmart, they don't carry a store brand in the wedge of Parmesan, only in the pre-shredded stuff. So the closest thing I can find is an 8-ounce wedge in a name brand for $5.42. So I'm saving 20% on this product that I actually use in a lot of recipes by picking it up at Aldi. I was shocked, I tell you, when I was in the grocery store the other day and I noticed that a 12-pack of Diet Coke, just the 12-ounce cans, 12-ounce cans are up to $8.42. And yes, I know this soda is not an essential, and just don't even bother coming at me with the, oh, diet soda, it's so bad for you, artificial sweeteners. I can remember when those 12 packs of soda were like just regularly priced under $5 a pack, and we could even find them on sale 3 for $10 or sometimes even 4 for $10. But $8.42, that just seems crazy. Enter the Aldi dupe for Diet Coke. I actually tried this for the first time a few months back because word on the street was that when you chill these, they taste like a crispy fountain McDonald's Diet Coke, which is peak. And I gotta say, I agree. I actually really think these are delicious. And at $4.19 per 12 pack, less than half the cost of the name brand at my local Walmart, I'll definitely be picking these up for a while. Now I know we're past the holidays at this point, but we're coming into February with the Olympics and the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. My kids actually have a 4-day weekend over President's Day. Lots of opportunities for charcuterie boards. And the items that we use to build charcuterie boards, meats and cheeses and nuts and chocolates and spreads and dips, those can add up really quickly. When I'm putting together a charcuterie board, I am almost exclusively shopping at Aldi because they have so much selection of those things that I just mentioned. And in a lot of cases, I'm paying like half the price that I would at my regular grocery store, or even for a few of the items that I might find at Walmart that I can put on a charcuterie board. I've built so many of these over the past few years, all year long for different events, or sometimes just for a nice Friday evening at home. Instead of making dinner, we just have a snack board. And speaking of snacks and treats, Aldi has a really great assortment of chocolate. These dark chocolate sea salt caramels are only $3.99 for a big 14-ounce container, 13.8 ounces. And here's the thing, even if I am buying something like this in bulk at Sam's Club, the price per ounce is still less when I buy it in a smaller package at Aldi. That's usually a hint to me that it's a really great buy, when I can just buy a normal amount of it and not have to buy it in bulk to get the best price. This one will be controversial because I'm not an expert, but I have tried some really great wines from Aldi in the past few years. And there are actually entire like YouTube channels or channels that specialize in wine selection, sommeliers, that actually give recommendations for wines that they think are pretty good from Aldi. And the price is just so much better than what I'm going to pay for like the medium tier or higher tier wines at my local liquor store. This one is a Cab Sav that is bourbon barrel aged, and it was under 10 bucks. Now I just picked out 10 of my personal favorites today, but this is by no means an exhaustive list of all of the good deals you can find at Aldi, especially if you're paying attention to their weekly sales. Feel free to leave me a comment and let me know if there's something that you think is a really great product at a really great price at Aldi. I have a pot of salted water coming to a boil on the stove behind me, and right now I am slicing up my smoked sausage. You can slice it up into little like coins like this. I like to do kind of little half moons. I like to slice the coins in half just to more evenly distribute the smoked sausage across the dish. One of my viewers, put me onto this little dish several years ago, and I actually reference it all the time in meal plans, but I think it's been a while since I've gone through like a step-by-step instructional or tutorial, as I call them. Once I get these sliced up, I'm gonna drop them into a skillet over medium heat and kind of let them brown up just a little bit. I might dice up a little onion and garlic if I have it. If you don't have it, that's fine. You don't have to put it in this. Now, I am using some broccoli as the vegetable in this dish, and I have it in the microwave right now just for a couple minutes because I didn't want it to be ice cold when I toss it into the pan, but I've used fresh broccoli before too, so then, you know, you wouldn't have to do that. I have also used chopped up bell peppers, zucchini. I mean, I think that the vegetable that you put in this is, you know, versatile. I think you can use lots of different vegetables, or you could leave them out altogether. My sausage and onions and garlic are browned. My little sausage pieces are a little crispy on the outside. I like it that way. You don't have to crisp them up that much if you don't. And I'm gonna add my broccoli in now. It's not frozen anymore, but it's not done per se. Now, this is the stuff that I normally buy, and I would usually use 2 packets of this in this recipe. You could use less if you don't like a kick. It's a little bit spicy. I am really interested to try this out that I picked up at Aldi today, so I'm gonna use probably about 2 teaspoons of this. And I'm gonna add a little water. I'm actually just gonna use some of the water from the pasta that's cooking next to me here. Probably about 3/4 of a cup, just enough to kind of cover the bottom of the pan. I want to let it cook down just a little bit. So I'm going to pop the lid on because I want that broccoli to finish cooking by steaming. So I'm going to just turn the heat down to low while my pasta finishes cooking. As soon as this is cooked to al dente, I'm going to drain it. So we need about 5 minutes or so for these flavors to mingle. My pasta is almost done and ready to be drained, but before I drain it, I want to make sure that I don't need to add just a little bit more liquid. I think I do want to add just a smidge, like maybe a quarter cup or so. We are gonna add the pasta back in and it will add a little bit of moisture as well, but I wanna make sure there's enough liquid here to melt the cheese. And for me, it looks like this. Like there's still liquid on the bottom of the pan, but not so much that everything is swimming in it. See, that's just me. We're being real precise here, okay? Okay, my pasta is going in. And again, I'm not really measuring the Parmesan, but we're gonna call it a hefty quarter cup. Give that a stir. Now, I did not cook all of the pasta. I bought a 1 pound package and I usually make about 12 ounces, which is 3/4 of the package. I find that to be plenty for my family. If you have some big eaters, you can use the whole pound. It just means that there's gonna be like less veggies and meat per amount of pasta in there. And by the way, it doesn't have to be this kind of Parmesan. I use the shaky can Parmesan in here all the time. I just use about a lid full, okay? Yes, that is a real measurement in my house, a lid full of Parmesan. Now I know this doesn't look like much because it's not a saucy pasta, but I'm just telling you, it gets the job done. You know, like it works. And sometimes that's all you need for a weeknight meal. Despite the fact it's not saucy, it has really good flavor, especially because of the sazon, and the smoked sausage really helps flavor the dish. Really tasty and very affordable. Thank you so much for watching, and to Thrive Market for sponsoring today's video. They're linked in the description box below. I will catch you in the next one. And until then, YouTube thinks you might want to watch this one.